Hello and welcome to this video on how to download your gradebook and submit it in a way that is acceptable at Shaw University because, oh, I wish you could just click a download button and all would be well in the world. Not quite with the gradebook. So let's walk through it. It's going to be a little tricky. So go to class and you're going to go to your grades. Yay, grades. And then over here is you'll see a little box, grader report. And that's where you can change all different things. Well, how do I export it? There's no place to export it. Okay, yeah, there is. What? Psych, it's hiding. Aha. You got to scroll down over here to find it. And you want to export it as an Excel spreadsheet. Whoop. Okay. And then it says, well, what do you want to include? And then you can go through and choose, all the different things you want to choose, just all of them. Okay. And then you hit download, and it will download the Excel spreadsheet. Yay! Now that means you're done, right? Oh no, my friends, not so much with this one, okay? Because that's just raw data, and that doesn't really help us, okay? So there's a few things you have to do to this gradebook. So I'm going to show you an example of a gradebook. Now I went through and I deleted out all the students' information here because to protect the not so innocent. Okay, but here's how I do this, okay? First thing is that you have their first name, their last name, and then this is all their grades. And then it goes all the way through it. Now this is not a complete, because we're not done with the semester yet, so it's not quite 100%. But then you'll see the course total is that's what they're earning right now in the overall class. Okay, that's a thing. What I do to make it life easier for me is I take these first two columns and I copy them, and I go all the way to the end, and right after the course total, I'm going to paste them in. Because what happens then is that I can see right here the first name, last name, and their actual score that they're earning in the class. See that? As opposed to like, well, who is it and what are they earning? Yeah, so yeah, that's just going to be helpful. Just saying. Okay, another thing you have to do, because you'll notice here it's like, oh my gosh, it's like you can't even tell what these different things are. Well, there's a way to do this. Okay, so you click on the little one here, this thing, and you're going to go to alignment, and then you click on this little button right here, alignment settings. And the text right now is going that way for this particular box. So we're going to take this text and we're going to go whap. I right-clicked on it, or you can change that to 90 degrees. And what does that do? Well, for that first box, it takes all this information up here and it makes it stand kind of like on its head. Ta-da! See that? So now you can actually read what each of these categories are. Wow! Okay, now you're still not quite done. Because what happens is you'll notice that it's just labeling it what it's in the system, and I don't know why it does this. But for example, here this is my attendance, and again because it's so big, here's my attendance. Now attendance is here, but then the category total for this whole thing is right here. It says category total, but it doesn't say what the category is. So this is where I have to be a little creative. So I go back to my grade book, and I'm just going to hit the back arrow here, and I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to look at my gradebook setup. Okay, gradebook setup. So now I can see what my different things are and what the different categories are titled. So attendance is 10%. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to copy that right there. I'm just going to copy that, go back to my gradebook here, and I know that's what that is. So then if I just here and then I just paste it as match the formatting. Okay, now it says attendance 10%. Okay, so I know that this column is that full category. And to make things even easier for me, if I have to ever go back and, figure the grades out, then I'm just going to go ahead and hit this whole column. I'm just going to click on the little letter up here, and I'm going to change the color to say to green, easier green. So that's very easy for me to say, okay, well, there's one category. And whatever this category is worth 10% of the overall grade. So, like moving forward, so then my next category is all these quizzes and assignments. Wow. Well, since, again, by the time we get to there is the category total. But again, what category is that? Well, I know that's quizzes and assignments. Okay, so then I'm just going to copy quizzes and assignments, copy that, go back to here, paste it as to match the destination, click on that, highlight it as green. Okay, so now I know that whatever this number is worth 20% of the grade. See why that's important? So you don't have to figure out all these different things. Okay. So I want to pause the video for a second and fill out the rest of this stuff for a second. Okay, so you don't have to watch me do it. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so what I've done is, again, I went through and I found out where it says category total, and then I just copied and pasted what the what that category was and how much it's worth. Okay, so that's worth 10%, and then you'll just notice that, boom, there's quizzes and assignments 20%, writing project 1 10%, writing project 2 20%, yay. You notice I put them all in green. Well, wait a minute, why are you changing colors on us? Well, I just so happen to change the color on this one because that is the assessment tool. So isn't that cool? Because that way you can just very easily see what the overall grade was in that project. Actually, if you want to be sincere about it, you should probably put that green. And actually, the assessment tool is actually the final paper itself, not the whole project. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so that's actually the data that you would use as far as filling out your other forms on on the how many people passed the assessment tool. Okay, and then so I just have these different sections, and then it has the course total. Okay, again, this is just, it's kind of a pain, yes, but it just will save you a lot of grief. And it's like, oh, I'm just doing these reports for somebody else. No, because if anyone ever goes back and has to, let's say they challenge one of your classes, or I don't know the exact word I'm looking for. They say that, hey, look, they did it wrong or whatever. Sure, it's nice to have this all filled out like this, but this is ideally the way it would be done. Okay, so it's really not that hard. You just download the information. You just turn the numbers on. You turn this first thing on its head, and then you just put in I just clarify what the categories are, and I just copied and pasted that from the writing from the gradebook. Made it pretty easy. And then again, just for the colors, you just click on the letters and choose whatever color you want. Boom! Yeah, let's not do that. That hurts my eyes. Anyway, so there's the gradebook. So that's how you do that one. Yeah, and then again, that's the thing. Okay, so yeah, have fun.